entertainment.
Welcome back. As the first quarter of 2017 heads to a close, we are taking time out in this segment to look at some of the biggest topical issues of the quarter. Chief among them, Lisa Hanna's views that perhaps convicted persons should not have their music played on radio. Kartel granted leave to contest conviction. Dancehall continues to inundate mainstream music. Chronics selected Face of Summer for Adidas. And to run through some of these issues, with us right now, right here on stage, returning panelist Skatta Burrell, producer extraordinaire, and first-time panelist, the hot Ras, Ioctane, right now, right here on our stage.
Welcome, sir.
First-time panelist,
Welcome.
First-time analyst.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, Lisa Hanna's, let's start with that. Lisa Hanna's view that incarcerated artists should not have their music played on air. That old controversy, what you make of it? Start with you. You want to take it to the sketch?
Well, gladly. This happened quite a few weeks ago. So I had a lot of time to evaluate a lot of the comments online and in the newspapers and so forth. And one of the main concerns that people have why they don't find her gesture genuine. During the past elections, no one was concerned about which song was being played on the radio or the moral aspect of dancehall and society. Everything simmered down now. And there's a lot of other issues that needs to be fixed.
Because Kartel's music was used in the campaigns.
A whole lot
on
of
both
them.
sides.
A whole lot of them. A whole lot of artists. Dancehall.
Wow.
In every election, dancehall play a major role. Reggae music / dancehall play a major role.
But Kartel in particular.
And these ministers owe reggae music, dancehall music a whole lot. It should be it should be the number one on the list to endorse. Not to prey upon and nitpick and find faults with. There's issues that needs to be fixed, but you cannot fix a broken guitar. You have to repair the guitar, and then you find reasons to make it sound good.
Yes.
You know? So I think it's just more on preying on something that, thinking that you're doing good in society, but saying it look kind of biased and it look hypocritical to the people, the masses.
But do you think the view was directed, was directed at Kartel or the system in general?
Well, it was directed at Kartel. I don't know why. I don't know why that personal approach, because it come across like a personal approach. And when it come across as a personal approach, then fans and people are going to get involved and they're going to hear a different perspective. You know, but my take on it is the system is the system. I have rules and regulation. But if I am in prison, and just as Vybz Kartel, and if I can find a way to survive, because it boils down back to survival, remember saying that the system put away this man, condemn this man. You know what I mean? So there's no way the system can call upon this man for enough a service or anything because you condemn this man.
Yes.
So if I in prison, remember me youth them for go school and them thing there, and I have the chance to still evolve and survive, you can't blame the artist, you have to blame the system. Because the artist can't bring in a computer. The artist can't bring in a phone. How it reaching there? How the system reaching there? How invites in there? That's my whole perspective of it and how I take it.
It appears to me, Skatta, that the fans of Kartel are taking it personally, like it's an attack on them, because he is their hero, obviously. And so they're living their lives, and you guys should know this. You artists, all of you, should know that people are living their lives through you, vicariously.
Yes, and then
what you experience, especially when you come from the inner city, what your experiences are theirs. So if somebody attacks...
So it's like you lose your identity, you know what I mean?
A man like Kartel, you're attacking the underclass. That's how they look at it, you know.
Plus Winford.
And their justice is different.
Plus you put danger to the artist's life, because remember, I'm a carpenter, I'm there prison too. I do 35 years. When you highlight that now, it look like you give me preference over you. You never know, a man chip might lick, a man see I try to stab him, and just feel like, yo, you are bad because you're an artist. You know what I mean?
I think that she should first go after the system,
Yes.
the establishment of which she's a part. In fact, her party was in power till last year. It is not to say she can't make the statement about persons behind bars having so much influence on the society, but you must first and foremost, because this man is in your care, as Ioctane was saying, he's basically condemned for 35 to life. That means that if we were still hanging, you know, this sentence would have been, he would have been dead.
Dead sentence.
So you cannot appeal to his moral code or to his conscience. Yeah. Your rights are basically taken away from you when you're convicted. Is it clear that she was going after? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. What was the aim of all of this? Because at the end of the day, if you don't achieve something substantial that is going to help society, it is all argumentative, like you're picking on something. I still don't see the big picture of all of that happened there.
Yeah, but I don't know if she should come under so much fire too. Because perhaps, listen to, this is a quote, perhaps convicted persons should not have their music played on radio. That's the problem.
But it's a reflection of the system, as Ioctane said.
That's what I'm saying.
The system in Jamaica provides a lot of, it's like a strainer.
She should have clarified and put it directly and squarely at the system of which she's a part as government.
But who should the artists in prison right now according to the music I play? We don't want some bias like we attack Lisa and that. We don't want some bias. It's just like how she approach it and how she say it. I think she should have asked a question instead of just demand something like that.
But I would like to see her go after the system.
And based on what?
And promise to change it. And I don't know that that's not what she's doing. But I don't follow everything. I don't know. But I would have hoped that in this discourse, in this time for her, she would have taken the time, the opportunity to say, Lisa Anna is going to change that. Because she's aspiring to be leader of the party and perhaps prime minister and so on. So chief, give that commitment to the people and say, I got to change this system where it's free for all, people can do as they like. And that would probably cool the whole thing. But still on Kartel though, the appeal is one, they
approve. So
they approve the application for leave to contest the conviction.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I think it's a good gesture. I think it's a good initiative.
You want to know more?
I think it's a good initiative.
You think he deserves another?
I would appeal because I don't know how Skatta feel about the case, but I would appeal. There's a lot of loophole in the case.
Yes, of course.
There's a lot of loophole in the case, and we discuss this upon corner, upon end.
Regardless of which side,
you know what I mean?
You want justice to be served.
You still want justice. Plus, as I say, it still boils down to survival, where any cracker, any not anything as a person can get through to survive.
The appeal could help to fix the justice system because there were lots of, as you put it, lots of holes in the case.
A lot of holes.
And that if
it was America, I wouldn't get sent.
And the people of Jamaica should demand this.
But look
it's our justice system.
Look at Jamaica. Look at Jamaica.
In it.
Look at Jamaica. One of the main reasons why this country is a third world country is because of the loophole that exists within the country. So 80% of the country not paying tax because there's a lot of loopholes to avoid a lot of things. So the common man, the law can work against him, but the man with the wealth and a lot of things can make the law work for him when him back is against the wall. Someone like Kartel now. Right now, him is a champion for every ghetto youth because they must see him as somebody with the system I try mash up. So a victory in any case or any matter for Kartel within this case right now, any type of victory is a victory for every regular, typical Jamaican ghetto youth. And the people, the common folk. So them always say high society people ghetto with white collar crime. So why one of we can ghetto with something too? Because it look like say it only make for help the people them who can afford it. So we want Kartel beat us up.
And again, the political establishment, the leadership of the country, both the private sector leadership, the religious leadership, the political leadership in Jamaica, collectively, they ought to know that that people have that mentality, where they see the government as an adversary and not working for them is not entirely their fault. They were socialized to see things that way. And they ought to know that it's their country and they have more rights. They have as much rights as anybody else, including the politician and the prime minister. Yeah. That they don't have more rights than the guy on the street in the city. If you empower people and let them know this, perhaps they will cooperate with the system, because if they break the system, they're breaking their own. But they see it as the enemy. And the enemy is messing up their little one man.
Our champion.
We get through.
But the system works so well where a man with eyes can't have a vision behind the system. Unless you're abreast about a lot of things, or you escape through certain things and get a proper education so you can look beyond things. Because as what you say, your highlights say, we are the leader, but we don't know that. The people, the majority don't know that they're the leader.
No,
you understand? And it boils down to a thing when you're die-hearted. Yeah. And you see, when people don't have the knowledge and become so die-hearted, that means that them overlook them rights and them well-being and all of the things that are beneficial to them.
It's a price we're paying for,
it's a price.
Manipulating people for political gains.
And then we lose.
For religious gains. And all kinds of other gains. Even artists too. Manipulate fan base and make people loyal to them to a point.
And they will lose the value of justice.
And everybody loses. Nobody knows win in the long
justice run. Because if I can be one of them, you are in a society, I may have money and then me can hurt Skatta and get away with it.
Yes.
I mean wrong, you know. Then we lose the value of justice. We lose the value of justice because we now on the panel now say Kartel for vice in a jail or Kartel a vice in a jail. We are say
we don't know that. I don't have no proof.
We are say survival.
Yes.
So if him a vice in a jail, it's system to blame.
Any man in jail. If Jesus go in jail, I think he's going to try something.
Of course.
Jesus will be trying something. That's prison, you know, and especially when you're doing life and you're condemned more or less. All right, so mainstream is still inundated with dancehall in this first quarter as well. Last year was massive, and this year I think it's surging still.
Yeah.
And yet we're yet to see any Jamaican jumping in there, and apart from of course Sean Paul. And so and somebody is bigging up. I don't know if it's Hot 97, I think, congratulating Drake and Tory Lanez for bringing back dancehall. What do you feel about that?
Drake, Tory Lanez, and Ed Sheeran with his new song.
Yes.
Shape Up.
Every day a new one, all right?
Yeah.
Especially,
it is because Ioctane as an artist, I don't know if him can attest to this, but production nowadays, I always say it lies in the hands of the producer them. And the producer them will have the ability to voice the artists them who are the forerunners in the industry right now. The man them will lead. Them kind of dictate where music go. Because in my time, in my era, when me a shut up,
it was the producer.
The producer them dictate the music and not the masses. But just because the Jamaica is influenced by cable television now and hip hop music and so forth, you feel so you need to make your beat sound like a hip hop beat. And understand so you're a Jamaican dancehall producer. Culturally, you're obligated to keep that thing in your music. So the music itself has lost its identity. So America is not taking on to it because they love it. And when they want to say they want to do something that sounds Caribbean sounding like, then go to Jamaica. And if they're looking at Jamaica and see our music starts sounding like for them own in a watered down fashion, they're going to say, no, it's not being done correctly. Let's do it ourselves.
We just had Stone Boy from Ghana. What's your take on him? His music is what he's doing. The Africans.
Well, Stone Boy is a huge artist. He's a huge artist. I remember that reggae music and dancehall music have a lot of impact globally. You know?
Yes.
The problem we have is not the music and the talent, as what Skatta said. It's infrastructure. We don't have an infrastructure. We don't have programs that we put youth in. So them can do proper interviews, be a complete artist, know if you show up on time, know keys, go vice training, etc. We don't have that. So we have a taxi driver sing one song and become a number one song. And we move from there. We make that transition from a taxi man to an artist. Yes. And then we make a lot of mistakes. And we do in Jamaica, we don't forgive for mistakes. So globally, we inspire people globally to do dancehall and reggae music out there. Like Jake and Tory Lanez, them out there. It's not Jake doing dancehall. Jake using his power, his hip hop as its brand, doing dancehall and pulling the crowd and getting the views and getting all of them things there. Because a proper infrastructure was put around Jake. You understand? So like Stoneboy them. Stoneboy alone I put 40, 60,000 people
So
in
who
a
do you
venue.
blame for Jamaica not having?
Boy long back to the country and the government and everything.
But do you want government to put in that infrastructure? Shouldn't it be a private enterprise?
No. It's the government messed it up from day one,
yes.
Winford. Dancehall used to be dancehall and radio land and media land was media land and radio. Yeah. But right now, anything we play in the dancehall, I play on the radio and vice versa because dancehall shut down. You don't have venues where you go and get authentic dancehall lessons. Because when you go out in a dancehall, you party, you learn while you're party. Because you hear drums are clacking on your ears, you hear stone love bass are shake your heart. And as a producer, you know if your song makes good when it play against other King Jammy's song. So you go back and you go back to the drawing board. Nowadays, everybody listen music pan this, so everything sound good pan this, whether it mix good or not. So the music, when them pump it up in a club in America now, them now want to hear it because it no mix and sound good.
Yes.
So the music are suffer.
But is that the biggest problem? Or is it the marketing and the positioning?
You cannot market something that's not good.
And the proper management
and the marketing is
and the manageability of artists. Because yes, a lot of fixing can go on the production side.
Yeah.
But perfection is one thing. But sometimes a product is imperfect. But with good marketing and positioning and so on, the product is the biggest thing in the world.
That all boil along back
our promotion side.
That boil along back to our experience and the knowledge about the business. You saw Chris Blackwell that come and take a Bob Marley and put him for the next level.
But every time...
It boil along, but it no win for it boil along back to the knowledge because what you don't know, an artist get established, sing one song. I say, Skatta, I'm a friend, you for be my manager. That can't work.
Yes.
I lead blind that's up. But I don't have the knowledge for know so that can't work. I deal with friendship now when I try support Skatta feelings. But it's not supposed to be like
career.
that. It's supposed to be business.
Yeah. Okay.
It's supposed to know, sir. That man, me and him and a friend, him never call me every day.
The infrastructure of which you speak,
yes,
is starting from scratch.
It's starting
socialize,
from scratch
to educate.
Remember, I can just get up and just go up and
to socialize and educate people too.
Man, me have to get somebody
ready them for what they want to do.
Yeah, for the world.
Bring them to a level of readiness.
But
in terms of
that's why we Jamaicans
of education.
We might use the word other people, other Africans. Them. Yeah. There's so much hit songs, how much Billboard songs African them get.
Yeah.
What they?
But
then we know.
My youth is Stoneboy, you know, he did marketing in school. That's what he studied.
Because the Africans them can do that.
And he's surging.
Them have the market.
He's surging in the world because him sound and look and behave like a regular dancehall artist. But look at the credentials that's behind that. Marketing credentials will help you to define behavior. That's behavior among consumers or potential consumers of your music, and also and identify how you get the product to market, where they want it. These are basic principles of how marketing works, and it's applied to Drake, to Rihanna, to all of these artists that you're envying in mainstream. That is what is at work. It's not visible and glamorous looking, because all is. So we talk a lot about product perfection, sound and so on of product. Great products are being made in my view, but the great product is lost if not properly channeled and get to the market and get to the ears of the people.
Stick up in, though. This is Jamaica, see?
Yes.
3 million people roughly, right? You're looking at the whole continent of Africa. Millions of people.
Yes.
And they all
support
this culture. As a young artist, they're more inclined to excel than any Jamaican artist.
Yeah, because the population center. Again, these are things. These are functions of marketing, and it might sound like I'm keep harping at this. When you have those basic understanding of how market works, you could understand that his population base, in other words, people who would be interested in it you can put the numbers there and know that if you release this thing, at least X amount of millions will test it. That means X amount of millions of views. Exactly. It suggests to a brand that this guy, I should have him endorse my brand because he's got
10 million
ears and eyes of X.
Yeah.
Your Jamaica, little 3 million, and Ronia tried to one-upmanship on some other little man Ronia, is what is holding you back. Because you are yet to see the world. You are yet to see Ghana. as a potential market.
And
you don't know how to get
and
to
you
Ghana.
by yourself with your career can't even afford to put a whole team around you, because when a promoter book you for show with 400 or 500 people coming in, it can't pay you and your manager, your stylist, and your publicist.
That's why.
So the team cut short to a virgin as a...
Here's what we have going for us.
That's why
everything we do, it goes on its own. In a lot of, more often than not, on its own, it finds consumers. And fans. On its own, it just floats on the ocean
if we market that?
and on the plane and migrate to places without any marketing, without any direction, without control, without deliberate tactical strategies that will get it to you and make you love it forever. That is what everybody else is doing.
Yes, and then the next thing now,
everybody else is doing it. Who is in the big league? The big league is not without what I just said.
The next problem we have to win first. The next problem we have to Skatta, because Skatta highlight the beats. And next time we have is artists on our own. When we was and I run the place and reach for the next level. We want to reach for the next level to come hype and them, man them down here. Why we want to do them something? Why when we boss and go international? Why we not say, yo, Skatta, you know, say so voice, man. 5 years ago. Remember, so I start to mix with Pharrell and them type of people, so I start to have that perspective of the music. Why we not do them things? Why when we read mainstream,
we don't carry people.
We don't carry people with we. A lot of people in Jamaica go mainstream, but we don't carry people with we. We need to carry people with we.
Go live the life and come
producer.
Back.
Let's take a break right here. When we come back, we're going to continue to discuss more of these issues, and we'll hear from Ioctane. Why is it that he is taking what beef with the government? He has a beef. A personal beef with the government. We'll hear about that when we come back.
Vegetable. Una the government, una run the country.
So China come here charge it. Him say China come here charge it. Him say please no come here charge it.
Reaching more and more screens around the world every week. On stage. So much more than entertainment.
Welcome back. We're discussing some of the latest, most topical issues in dancehall in the first quarter of 2017. Skatta and Ioctane are our panelists at the moment, and we've been talking a lot about music and incarceration and Miss Hannah's comment and all of that. So now, Hot Ras, you have an issue with the government, right? What is your issue with it? What is your beef with the government, man?
No, tough was just kind of say. If I sing a song like Prison Life, which I think that song should have been, Skatta know it, should have been a part of the national
You know
program.
it too.
You understand?
I know it.
I write that song from a prisoner perspective.
Yes.
I tell the youth them stay away, because this man is to bad the road and him go prison and him find out him at the least of the apostles. So please, you know, and that song they not go nowhere, boy. No, you know, play not go nowhere.
Yeah.
You understand? And I sing, man, if you have love girl, you know, and it go number one. What do you think I go do? I go continue to sing those type of songs, because it boils down to survival, I have to survive. You understand? So I think the government, before them start to bash and say, yo, they want songs, people to do more inspiring songs and uplift the country. A lot of people around here do all the inspiring songs. That's why the culture artists, them, and the reggae artists, them, after a while, them just leave Jamaica and go someplace where people accept them
and respect
them music. I said the government look into, like how Nesbeth go sing My Dream and them thing there. If you look into the music and select some songs and get it played and get it in the society.
That's your proposal.
Get in society. Good songs, the same songs them where them require, and then we have a better result. Because the moral settings right now, the standard of the moral settings, globally and locally, is very poor.
I think, you know, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Ministry of National Security is looking at something similar.
They need to. A couple of years ago, you have, you know, when you have a Bujo hat, but you still have a Capleton hat, and you still have a Bounty hat, and you still have a Beanie hat. So it balance. You have Capleton and Sizzler at one time with Beanie and Bounty. Then you have Highway and seven cultural artists.
Can we segue then, as you mentioned, balance, because Chronics, who some say, no hot round here no more. And all kind of,
but are the same thing play out on Chronics? Are the same thing play out on Chronics?
Just landed the face of Adidas for summer 2017. And I believe that's a big deal. He has just done the Tonight Show in the U.S. and is making some very big coveted appearances all over the U.S. as we speak. What is, Skatta, take that on. Your views on that?
Well, Chronic showed promise of, you would say, a future version of a Bob Marley. I'm sure that's what Chris...
That promise lives.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Chris Blackwell saw in him, because a lot of this has a lot to do with
Chris,
well.
yes.
And the discipline that Chronix has, he know him there to stop compete in Jamaica, as Octane said. Segregate himself. As if you stay here too long, them divide, them bill you and break you. These people here, them break you. Them bill you up, but when them think you go too far and get too successful, them stop support your music.
He's winning. Chronix is winning, and he's not ruffled by the so-called hot bout thing. I've spoken to him many times, and he's as cool as ever, and just fired up and focused. I'm out of time, but I want to ask you, I want to congratulate you on your Brit Jam performance.
Okay.
Because some man will say you're not hot no more in a trust.
No,
some man will want to say that.
That's something relative, man.
So you just did this tremendous performance at
Winford,
at
that's something relative. Here we go on. My perspective in music is different. I put myself in the music where them can't get rid of acting.
Yes.
It's a puzzle. It's a puzzle.
Yes.
Even if I'm not the middle piece of the puzzle, I'm still a part of the puzzle. Without me, it can't complete.
Yes.
Which big show can book running and don't book acting? Yeah. Look how much show them keep. Some fest so much years, so much money come with them. Look up, let me talk.
That you tell the rest of them to do instead of talking about government.
Who are shell down the whole place?
No, instead of talking about government, you know, do you think about
put for clothes?
Instead of talking about government, show them the blueprint, show them your walk.
No man,
show them how you walk.
Sell it.
Yeah, that's what you must
but that may I show you, that may I show you. So
you did it your way.
Yeah, me do it my way. So the greatest thing, as what you say, remember, I'm a dancehall artist, I'm a cultural artist. So I still have to keep Jamaica as a priority because I do dancehall too. And I like, so I run down like me at 21 or them things again. No. I just stay current and do my thing and just make sure that everything work out same way because of the longevity thing I deal with because I surpass the stage.
When is the album?
I don't plan for an April release, but I kind of maybe shift it back to May or so.
All right.
You know?
So let's leave it right there because we want to deal with the album in a special
Love and Life. The album is Love and Life, all courtesy of me.
Coming in May.
And good production. Soon. Coming in soon.
Yeah.
Don't make the people them kill me. New rules. Yeah, then it's got that.
Of course, backstage pass. We shall send them come.
New rules.
Okay, so new rules are next week.
Yeah, new rules, the 25th.
One of the top man is the Hot Ras.
Book Live, right?
Book Live.
Yeah, man.
New rules, the 25th. You don't know Stadium Care Partner. Don't miss it.
Yes, and the others on it.
Yeah, you have Alkaline. You don't know that go already.
Shaggy.
Vendetta, Shaggy. A good show for Shaggy still. Yeah. You know, we have who else? Jamil, Movado.
Yeah, man.
Frostman.
And West. Major thing next week.
Myself acted
at the National Stadium. Car Park.
And don't forget Reggae Sumfest coming up.
Reggae Sumfest.
Oh, yeah, man. Sumfest is, you know, that is our baby. So
Holy Party.
Although the baby grew up, you know, and get married to Joe.
Joe have a
Sumfest, married to Joe. Yeah, man. Sumfest is good, man. Sumfest will be good, and we know that some great things are happening with it. And that, too, we'll be discussing a lot in the coming weeks right here on stage and months.
Yes.
All right, so that's our show for this week. Winford Williams on behalf of my panelists, regular Skatta, and new panelist, analyst, Hot Ras. Ioctane.
We need to invite me again.
Yeah, you will be coming back. You have a lot to say.
Yeah.
All right. So Winford Williams on behalf of all of us, thanking you for joining us. Do join us again next week for more On Stage.
Money atop the press, atop the press. Atop the press, atop the press. Yeah, send it in a Versace vest. And one fulfill our days. No money atop the press, atop the press. Atop the press, atop the press. Yeah, send it in a Versace vest. And one fulfill our days.
Thanks for watching our video. If you're not yet a subscriber, click now and be on stage. Always.